Right, good morning. It is very bright and I haven't got a hat on, which is a bad idea. I'm gonna have a headache later. I just called these cows right from the bottom of the field all the way up into this gate. Well done, cows, come on. The reason for which is it is the monthly weighing session for these guys. Out the gap. Go on. Psst. That is if they're actually come out the field. Come on. See you in a minute. They're on their way. Wait. Oh dear, stragglers. We've got the 3 nervous ones left, but they haven't run off, which is ideal, so they can still see them. But I reckon if I try and slip myself in that field, they'll run the opposite way. Well done. Well done. Now, a couple of things that are important to mention before we weigh these. One, I guarantee they would have lost weight because they've been on a change of diet, obviously, since going outside, and we've had pretty inconsistent weather. They've had some very, very, very wet days, followed by some very dry days like this. And the other thing is they are absolutely pickled in flies, so we're going to put some fly stuff on them. I think it's spotting all we've got in stock, so we're going to put that on their backs, hopefully get the flies off them for a bit. We've got a week or so of weather like this with the sun out, which is absolutely gorgeous, exactly what we need, but that is bad news for flies, and flies are bad news for cows, so we're going to try and persuade the flies to go elsewhere. Anyway, let's get the lid on, follow them in. Now this is the blue group, so they graze a sort of clover rich sward, still a grass sward, but no fertiliser goes onto it. These guys were doing about 1.2 kilos a day in the shed before they were turned out. And like I said, I'm sure they'll have lost weight or stood still at the very best. Might be the odd one or two that have gained a bit of weight, but the diet change for a cow just upsets them slightly, and it takes about a month or so, so I'd assume, like I said, they probably either lost weight or stood still this month. By the time you get to next month, hopefully they'll be back on that rising plane again. But it'll be interesting to see.
Come on, in you go. In you go.
Spotting all. Fat neck. To take back what I said about their weight. Last one was doing 1.7 kilos a day. Growing like stink. Kilo a day. 1.6 kilos a day. Crikey. I was telling my camera crew that these are going to stand still at best. Really? They're doing like 1.6, 1.7 a day.
Monsters.
2.2 kilos a day.
Really? Wow. What's that? Scales are working, are they? I mean, they do look like they're doing right.
Right, second group nearly successfully out the gap. There we have it. Good work. I need to eat everything I said about the first group, saying that they'd stand still. They actually average 1.4 kilos a day weight gain, which is awesome. Really, really good. Hopefully these guys are somewhere similar. I don't think they'll be quite as good. They don't look as good. These ones now are the permanent pasture group. The other ones were the high clover content sward. So yeah, I take it all back. They're doing really well. They carry on like that for 6 months. They'll soon be gone. Right, Paolo.
I've done this one as well. You growing?
Paolo is doing 800 grams a day. 800. Well done, Paolo. Right, second group done. Averaging a whopping 1.1 kilos a day. We've got the electric bike. All the vehicles have been nabbed. Come on! Ho! We haven't got a horn, but we've got a bell. Come on, for a bunch of cows that didn't want to come out, making a fuss about going back in. Go on. Well done, cows. I wish you a good grazing season, cows. That's the last time I'll be involved in weighing you. Right, I'm going for some lunch. This bike is incredibly handy when we haven't got any other vehicles around, must admit. Good still with a load of muck. But anyway, that's the 2 outside groups weighed, so I'm going to go have some lunch. and then we'll head over to Rowden and weigh the indoor group. There'll be a few of them ready to kill, definitely fat. So we're going to do that, and then I think I've got to go and mend a water leak this afternoon. Don't mind me on my bike. I wanted on the record that I am missing my lunchtime to set the gates right for the sheep people, to be helpful. I'm good like that. I reckon there's a few to get rid of, Bruce.
Yeah, we're going to prioritise fat heifers.
Phase 1 complete. Right, so out of 30 animals in this shed, 11 are fit to go. There's 5 that are question mark. They're pretty much ready. What we'll do is we'll book in 2 loads and probably take all 16 of those, along with some coal cows from home. I did a bad thing.
I'm impressed with the baler time. It's good. What? We almost went back into the...
Stop. Take me all the way home.
See ya.
See you at home.
Last week, and I now sent you the bill for the saw down.
Yeah, look at that.
That was great.
Pulled out with baler cord.
That was very impressive.
Look at that.
The tractor was even struggling at one point. Yeah.
I know, there was one bit where I thought we're going to end up with a stuck tractor and a stuck truck. And then I nearly caught up to you at one point.
Yeah, I was thinking, brake,
Charlie,
brake. Yeah.
Charlie was going, oh, no. What's the time? I've got to go mend a water leak at Witten Down. Well, we'll meet you back at Rowden.
Hello.
Cows are fine as well. Oh my goodness. Look at the mud. That wasn't my smartest move. It's the first time I've been stuck in 4 years of working here. I've only got 3 days left.
Yeah, I did think the tractor at the beginning was going to get stuck.
God, it's wet. I mean, we're lucky there's a tractor nearby. If they'd been up Witten Down,
yeah,
it'd take 40 minutes to get there. Right, we're unstuck, as you saw. I'm now up at Witten Down, which is our off ground, where some of the cows are. They're way down there in the distance. And this morning, I turned on this drinker for these cows, and I noticed it had a leak, which you can see there. See that leaking? Which is no good. So let's just turn off that tap before we flood the place even more. I mean, that's just since this morning it's flooded out. I don't know why that drinker's not filling. That's a bit upsetting, but I don't actually need that because I got this one. But look at the mess. Oh. So anyway, the problem I've got is all the pipe work behind it is just very tight on those fittings. You see it's all bent the wrong way. Because it all undoes and then connects to these 2 pipes and does some drinkers out there. And it's all a bit of a faff. I couldn't connect it up properly because I'm trying to stretch pipes further than they can go. So what I've done is I got some more pipe in the truck and a couple of fittings. What I could really do with is a straight 25mm to 25mm fitting, but I don't have one. I couldn't find one. So I'm going to put a couple of elbows in because we've got plentiful of those for whatever reason. So what I'll do here in a minute is with these 2 elbows is I'll join a piece between them so that I can sit there, join a piece between them like that in the middle, and then that can go to the big concrete trough, and then that end can go to the T, and hopefully that will take the strain off the pipe and stop the leak. If it doesn't, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Don't you just love messing with water pipes? How much do I need? Tell you what, let's cut the end square first. Lovely job, ping. Don't actually need that much between them. These pipe cutters, game changer. Now what I didn't bring was any inserts. But if you're John Bowman, you don't use them anyway, so. I'm hoping the problem I've got with the other pipe is just because he's not square on the end and he's very, very pitted, so the water can get past. I'm hoping a fresh bit of pipe and some decent fittings will change that. Now you want to hear them like pop together when you put fittings on. Get past the O-ring. Perhaps the O-ring's perished actually inside them. That might be what's happened. There we go. Goes pop. So I think I want them looking opposite way to each other. Right, so that is now going to serve as a bit of an extension. I need another bit of pipe, say from here to the T that is already in the pipe next door, and then the concrete trough can feed into this one. Just do it. Going for it. Have a go-karting. There you are. I am taking bookings for plumbing jobs. The only thing I won't do is used toilets. Let's go see if we can make a difference on this trough. Right, so first thing to do when you approach the water trough, put your phone that is in your bib and brace in your jeans pocket, because we all know how that ends. Right, so this is far too tight here, so that's what we're going to undo. That's where the leak is coming from. There'll be a bit of pressure in this pipe still, I think. That is in there. Why are you leaking? I don't know if you can see on the end of there, there's a gap between, I mean this one's got an insert in. I might actually take that out if I can. Come on, you brute. But I think that's the problem. This is all crimped over on the end and horrible. So I'm going to cut that off in a minute. However, before I do that, so this is my plan. Put this in here and then this can go down that way. We got a bit of slack on that pipe then. I haven't put it over there somewhere. I've probably got too much pipe in this joint. Right, actually let's just check there's an O-ring in there. Yeah, there's a good O-ring in there. Feels nice. That sounded good. That was a good connection. Much better than the previous one. Excuse the hands in the way. Right, that's on there. This new camera mount I've got is brilliant. Right, this end. This is all hell of a rough. See if I can prise that insert out. Don't know whether we'll put them back in or not. But let's cut this so it's clean on the end. Right, I've got plenty of length. That's what she said. So let's just try and join without an insert straight in. So we got an O-ring? Yeah, we've got an O-ring. It's one of those jobs I can only do with my hands a certain way round. Oh, did you feel that? Have a go-karting. Right, sports fans, what do we reckon? Turn the tap. Is there going to be leaking everywhere? Oh, got rid of the airlock. Dry. Is that dry? There's a bit of water coming in here, look. That's all dry. That's all good. I mean, John's going to be horrified with that, because that is the ugliest bit of pipe work you've ever seen. But all it's got to do is be effective. It's not got to look pretty, much like myself. Now my next concern is that the ball valve in there isn't going to stop and that's going to overflow. Because that looks like it's full to me. So we'll just hang around a minute and wait. Of course, it's all overgrown. I think the water goes, yeah, that way first. And then once that stops filling, this one should start filling. That ball valve works, that's good. This is a proper good trough. It's got the angle bit underneath, so the ball valve can't come out and get stuck. They should all be like that. So right, cows, I fixed it, I think. So if you want to come have a drink, you come in? Come and have a drink? You look like you're heading this way. Obviously the word spread quite fast that I've now fixed it, so this cow here is on her way over to, you know, just inspect it and have a look. Sensible, really. The only thing I'm a bit puzzled about is why this trough was empty when I turned up, but it's flooded. Is that because it was harder to get the water in there than it was to get it out the side of the fitting? I don't know is the answer to that. Right, update. I've not fixed it. I put it filling and it started overflowing. So I thought perhaps the ball valve is stuck. Just took the concrete lid off. There's not even a ball valve in there. How can that even be possible? So now I need to go and find a ball valve. I'm thinking I'm just going to nick the one out of this trough next door for the time being. There'll be one in there, but that's a plastic one. That's hard to get at. There's a trough here. I've got a spanner, I'll be able to get that lid off. This is turning into a nightmare. I don't have time for this. It's 5 o'clock. This is one of those typical situations whereby in the winter when we housed the cows, there would have been a problem with that trough. And we thought, well, we'll sort that out before we turn them out. And we never did. There's a wet gateway as well. And this trough's obviously not been doing too great either. Has got a ball valve though. Right, new plan, final plan for the night. Put that ball valve down. I robbed that one off a trough next door, but it's completely different, so that's not going to work. So I might as well put that back. But here is the fitting that screws in to the inlet where the water comes in that service box. If you look carefully here where this split pin is, right in there, there's a brake. So the arm that has the ball on it is probably at the bottom of that trough somewhere. So my plan is to leave that trough full now. I mean, the cows don't seem too bothered about water, they're way down there, and leave it turned off like it is now. Let them drink it overnight, whatever they drink down, fine. And then I'll bring a bucket with me in the morning. If I can get in there without it going over my wellies, fine. If I can't, I'll bucket it out so I can stand in there and work, because I need to be able to get at that easily, and with it full it's not easy. I go home and find another ball valve like this with a proper fitting on, because there's a special bit that clips in there, and then to shut the water off you just put that like that. That plunger has to go in, but it's different to that one, as I said. So then I'll come back in the morning here first when I check the stock, and hopefully with a reassembled one of these and just plumb it back in. As easy as that, really. I know it sounds easy, but I know it won't be. But yeah, that's my plan. I can't do a lot more than that. So let's rejoin this in the morning. Right, it is now the next morning, and I'm back up where the trough is overflowing. Last night, I took the ball valve, what was left of it, home. As you can see here in my hands, I've also got some PTFE tape here that I don't want to waste. Right, so when I investigated this ball valve last night, all I found was this piece here, without the actual ball on it. And what had happened is this arm here, where it goes into this ball valve, it was broken. The split pin was still in and the chunk inside, but the actual arm had broken off itself. So I found another one, and I put it on there and make sure it works. It operates the valve in there, look. See how going forward and backwards? So that stops the water, that lets it out. But to fit it, I need to take the ball and the arm off again, so I need to be able to twist this into the fitting on the trough. So we're going to do that. I also brought a bucket in case I need to empty the trough. They've drunk a little bit, but not a lot, so I'll empty that out in a minute, and then we'll get to doing some fixing. Got a cow here trying to escape now. Come back where you come from. Come. Lesson learnt, shut the gate. After what has taken me the best part of an hour, I think we're ready to try it. Put some water going. Now this has not been easy. One, because the cows come over and started trying to eat me and the tools and the camera and everything. Two, you can't get your hands in there to do anything. I had to take the ball off in the end to get the thing on, because it wouldn't go past that concrete lip. And then all this is flapping about. These little plastic nuts are absolutely useless. Get metal ones if you ever need to do any sort of plumbing. But I'm pretty confident now I've got it, so that when that ball reaches about level with the top of the trough, that should stop. They're still going. Oh, concrete. I need to slacken this nut off and push the hole up that way still. Otherwise we're going to be upset when it's still overflowing. Damn it. That's alright, that's a pretty simple fix. Right, I really am done now. I just took the seal out and there was a load of grit and earth in it. I chucked it all on the floor there accidentally earlier. So I've cleaned all that out, and now when the ball gets to the bottom of that trough it does stop, which is good. So these guys now have a working water trough again. I'm hoping once that one stops, this one will start. I'm just going to scoop all that rubbish out whilst I've got the bucket here. Then what I'm going to do is go off and see the other cows that are up here, and then I'll come back and just check that once this is filled up, it is stopping. I'm satisfied that that is complete. Let's get out of this swamp. I don't think everyone quite realises all the skills you need to be a farmer or a farm worker. You really do need to be a jack of all trades. Like today we've got to be a plumber. Later on I've got to be an electric fence technician. I've got some of that to do. Then we're going spraying. Got to be a stockman. Oh, it's just never ending. It's good fun though. This is the next bunch of cows just next door. So we've just been the other side of that hedge. Now we're over here. Now that big concrete trough wasn't filling, so this metal one was. You can see there's a T there in the pipe. There's another bit of pipe that goes past the concrete trough there and up to the hedge. And then there's a little blue indicator on the fence there that tells you that water runs that way. I think there's a trough on that corner. For when John splits all this up into like paddock grazing, he has this little trough and the one on the corner sort of connected. But because they've got the whole field at the moment, I've disconnected the one on the corner that runs that way underground and just teed in the concrete one again. So now they should be happy. I'm not sure what this concrete trough here is doing, but there's a ball valve there if we need one. Right girls, you're happy. One more load to check, then I'm going to come back and check that trough stops, and then I need to get some fuel. And then I can finally do something else today. Right, I've just been away for half an hour looking at other stock. It would appear the cows have drunk the drinker whilst I've been away, so it's not going to give me a very accurate representation of whether it's working or not. I'm sure it is, I'm sure that's working. I've got to come back up and fence some heifers in a little while anyway, so I'll let them catch up with whatever they want to drink and then I'll come back and have a look. I'm going to conclude that as a job done. I just spoke to John on the phone and I think the drinkers situations we're having is God, look at that cow, she just sunk right in. The issues we've had with the drinkers so far this year is just because of the way they've been left from the end of the last year, but it is what it is. Most of them have been just a case of unplumbing one pipe and putting another one on. That's the only one I've had to actually fix so far. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to give us a thumbs up on the video, that really helps promote our videos to more people. Subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys on another video very soon. Cheerio.